Hey guys, I'm Ollie Higginson, aka Modern Ollie, and I'm going to be answering some questions today.
You shut the door, you don't want me to leave. Still pillow talking while you're holding me. We talk a lot, but when did we last speak?
I think it all kind of feels like one thing. It's all it's telling stories, it's connecting with audiences, it's revealing bits of yourself, and whether that's a character or a song, it's kind of all part of the same world. But I think I was probably I love the idea of being a character and being someone else, which is kind of why I released my music under an alter ego of Modern Ollie. It's just another character in the many characters that I've played as an actor, but this one sings and writes songs. So far I've been able to carry on with the acting stuff full throttle. I still have huge ambitions in that world. I want to be in films and TV shows, for the rest of my life, and do plays on stage. So, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I want to run them side by side if I can. But there's going to be more Modern Ollie shows for sure. I'm going to be playing shows in Europe and across the States. So it's going to be more and more and more. But acting is very, very, very important to me. So.
I'll probably be kissing you now. I guess I just got one of those faces.
The idea of just one person listening to my music, one person watching me in a TV show is already kind of mind-blowing. And you multiply that by, many, many thousands, or in the case of Bridgerton, which is the TV show that I've just been doing, that's just hundreds of millions of people all over the world who are watching it, and it is pretty mind-blowing. Sometimes it keeps you up at night, and you're like, oh my gosh, like there's the sort of responsibility and power, I suppose, that comes with that. But at the end of the day, for me, it could be one person or be a million people commenting on my videos or commenting on my music or telling me that they connected with a performance of mine. It doesn't really make a difference. It's about making an impact on anybody's life that matters to me. A couple of years ago, I was after being an actor for a few years. I was shooting Bridgerton season 4, and I had a bit of time between episodes and stuff, and I was like, I'd spent years writing songs, playing songs at parties, being the guy who just would hop up on a keyboard and play stuff, and one too many people were like, you've got to do this, you've got to put the songs out. And so it was a 2-year, kind of the last 2 years I've been working on it on my own and with my producer Louis, and I guess the last 4 or 5 months everything's been shared with the world, and now it feels like very, very tense, and we're kind of running all over the country, or different countries, America, France, Europe. So it is very well thought out, and I wouldn't want to do it half-assed. I want to do it properly, and it's been a very meticulous world building of Modern Ollie. I want people to feel like they're entering a world, and that's what I think we're doing.
Stuck in my head, I only kiss you after midnight. British and uptight, whisper when it feels right. Bodies in the half-light, sleazy and hardcore, me and the truth.
You're in such a kind of echo chamber, when you're writing stuff and recording stuff. It's hard to necessarily know what's hitting more than something else. At the end of the day, my instinct is one thing, and then the listener's instinct is another. And I kind of, when the songs get out there, I'm kind of handing myself over to the listeners in terms of what they like and what they connect with most. And I certainly felt like. I certainly felt when recording them that there was a future for these songs and that they were going to do something. But you know what it's like. The industry is it's a minefield in many ways, and you don't really know. You put out a song and you can land in 1,000 different ways. So it's a mysterious. I suppose I have to give myself over to the mystery of whether or not a song is liked or popular or hits with someone. But again, if I probably have some songs that more than others, people come up to me and go, I love that song, love that song. My song Transatlantic and One of Those Faces, two that people always talk about. But now and again, someone will come up and it'll be one of these unreleased ones that, hardly anyone has heard, and they'll be like, that's the one. So, you can never predict, and if that one person connects with it, then it's worth putting out. The strip back stuff, you're so exposed, and it's a lot simpler and calmer, and I think what I hope will continue to happen is that with Modern Ollie, because it's its own thing, it's a world of its own. I can kind of, each show is different, and it responds to the space I'm in and the people who are there, and so. It sounds kind of corny, but no matter how many times you see me, I think it's going to be a different experience every time, because I'm not really interested in repeating something or making something the thing that I do. I think I want it to feel fresh and real, and so I like them. I like them both equally. But there's a lot of artists who, when they're starting out, in this time, when they're starting out, are they're kind of they'll do a stripped back thing, just them on a guitar or something. I was never massively interested in doing that. I always wanted a band, and I wanted a big sound, and I wanted a show. But it's nice to rein that in and then go for something much more stripped back and exposed as an alternative. Yeah.
Don't want me to still pillow talking while you're holding me. We talk a lot, but when did we last speak? Congratulations, your patience is just complacent.
I don't have a label, I don't have a manager even. I don't really have. I'm kind of doing it all my own, which was also really important to me, to just to ensure that everything was curated and felt authentic to me, especially at the beginning, at this early stage. And Permanent Records is a venue that loads of people have talked about as being a cool place in LA, and I was like, I want to play it. It's a record shop. I'm in it right now. I'm surrounded by records, amazing records. Shout out to Permanent Records. And they have a great venue, a great sound, and good vibe. And a good bar. So that's all you need.
Bruises don't matter with a love like that. Come on, I got someone to touch. I said I'm seeing color with a love like that.
I've got some kind of acting projects that are coming up that are going to be taking up some of my time, which is great. But I'm going to carry on doing some music stuff. This autumn, there's going to be an EP, my first ever EP, and it'll be about 7 or 8 tracks probably. And it's going to be my first kind of slightly longer release. I've got 4 singles out. There'll be another single and an EP in the autumn. You can find me on Instagram at Modern Ollie and at Ollie Higginson, and you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, all the good places under Modern Ollie. Come follow me and check my stuff out. It's going to be cool. It's going to be fun.
Please don't let me love you, love you, love you, love me. Falling apart, falling apart, falling apart.
Hi, my name is Ollie Higginson, aka Modern Ollie, and you've just been buzzed.